So good afternoon. We will now finish the last panel of this morning session. The presentation will be given by Ciara and Mampel. We finished up the AV this year, Brain Principle Law, and she's now assistant professor. In fact, the young man I should perhaps tell you, and it is not on the program, that she performed the conformity assessment on of the directive on the independence of railway management in Spain. So one of the persons who know the most about the rail sector in Spain. So perhaps you want to take part in the discussion. Speak about rail transport in the EU mobility strategy. President Con, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude for the opportunity to participate in this conference. My contribution will be briefly with the role of rail transport in the European mobility strategy, particularly why and to what extent it's still on the agenda of the European institutions today. For that purpose, it must be considered as the reference, the new growth strategy set out by the Commission on the European New Deal, which aims to become the European Union a climate neutral society to 2050, point out the need to transform the European Union and pursue policies, in particular in the field of transport and mobility. To achieve this aim, the Sustainable and Smart Mobility Strategy envisages as a pillar of its future actions make all transport more sustainable, including among its policies to implement specific action to shift more activity towards more sustainable transport modes, and in particular increasing the number of passengers traveling by rail, as well as shifting a substantial amount of freight onto rail. The reason of all is clear. The benefit of rail as a sustainable, smart and safe transport is well known. Indeed, the railway sector contributes to the economic and social cohesion of the European Union, since it employs more than 900,000 people and moves around 1.6 million of goods and 7 billion passengers each year. Given its European and cross-border dimension, the railway contributes to the integration of the internal market. It is also more of the most environmental friendly and energetic efficient modes of transport, because it represents 25% of greenhouse gas emissions in the European Union. The railway is only responsible for 4 of them. In addition, it is safe mode of land transport with very low accident figures. Between 2011 and 2015, only one deaths per billion passenger kilometers were caused by rail accidents, compared to 0.33 by bus accidents and 38% by motorcycles. However, the proportion of goods transported by rail has been in continuous decline, with a market share of 15.6% in 1995 to 12% in 2019. Moreover, passenger rail traffic has stayed reaching a share of 7% in 2019. Unfortunately, the issue is not now. Already in its white paper of the 30th of July 1996, entitled "A Strategy for Revitalizing the Community's Railways," the Commission highlighted the continuation of downward trend in the market share of rail transport and the inability of this mode of transport to adapt to the market and the user needs. Indeed, the directives adopted in 1990, which contained the first common regulatory framework of the rail sector in Europe, by virtue of which the traditional model of monopolistic operation of rail transport was modified, were not enough to remedy the so-called railway issue. As you well know, the degree of state intervention in the rail sector has always been high, as well as in other network industries. While originally the management and operation of rail transport in many European countries was carried out by private concessionary companies, a number of political, social, and economic circumstances led to its nationalization during the first half of the 20th century. Thus, the European railway market was configured as a vertically integrated public monopoly in which the state was in charge of both the management of infrastructure and the operation of transport services. The existence of legal monopolies in the different EU member states results in a fragmented railway structure at the European level, which also impedes any possible competition within the territories of all of them. The link between national railway companies and the public authorities condition the development of the sector. Without public subsidies, can change the inefficiency of this mode of sector. This situation confirms the inefficiency of monopoly management of the railway sector. Nevertheless, the Commission remains convinced that the characteristics of the railway make it increasingly attractive mode of transport in Europe. This has to be achieved by two ways. On the one hand, through its revitalization and the reversal of the modal shift, and on the other hand, through the development of a liberalization policy that open up railway markets to competition to achieve a single European area. Since then, the European rail sector has been immersed in a process of a gradual liberalization. Today, it is made up for 4 railway packages of 2001, 2004, 2007, and 2016. The provisions containing them, about 20, have established the common regulatory framework of the sector, by virtue of which the access of all operators for different member states to the infrastructure is guaranteed without discrimination, while establishing a common technical regulation for the effective interoperability and safety of national rail systems. However, outside the packages, in the process of the liberalization of the sector, the importance of Directive 2012/34 stands out, which in its consolidating version is according contains the principles that govern the European railway policy. Well, The process of liberalization of the rail sector in Europe through the different packages has led to the different legislative amendments in member states. The traditional operating model is characterized by an integrated management of railway infrastructure and transport services has been replaced by a model of vertical separation of both activities. That is, a management of the infrastructure independent from the provision of transport services. Indeed, while the railway infrastructure has been the characteristics of natural monopoly, which it is why its management is entrusted only to an infrastructure manager. The transport service provided on it has been open to plurality of operators, public or private, under the fulfillment of the requirements established by the legislation. The access of new operators to the network for the provision of transport services must be non-discriminatory. This is only possible if there are no conflicts of interest between infrastructure managers and railway undertakings. Unlike the administration of railway infrastructure is a monopoly, transport services are now fully liberalized. In particular, national and international railway transport services have been opened up to competition since 1st of January of 2007. For its part, international passenger transport services are liberalized since 1st of January of 2010, and since 1st of January of 2019, the same happens in relation to national passenger rail transport services of a commercial nature, although the services in practice will not be provided until December of 2020. Although rail transport services have been liberalized, it remains a regulated sector. The monopolistic management of the infrastructure and the area market power of incumbent operators maintained with respect to the new entrants has made it necessary for freedom of access to be completed with an adequate regulatory framework which regulates the conditions of access to infrastructure without discrimination, as well as an efficient of the railway infrastructure. The different liberalizing measures adopted are of an undoubted legal significant and practical importance for the revitalization of the railway sector. European legislation has turned the former railway monopolies from being an state monopoly to private companies competing in a liberalized market where competition is expected to be intense. However, given the peculiarities of the sector, its opening up to competition has been, as was said, gradually implemented. From my point of view, this is because the existence of the persistence of high barriers to market entry, the competitive disadvantages of rail in comparison with other modes of transport, and mainly because the persistent interest of some states in not losing competition in favor of European authorities and in protecting the interests of the railway companies. The skepticism of many governments towards opening up the sector to free competition has meant that the process has been considerably slow, to the extent that almost 30 years later, the results are still modest at best. rail is still not an efficient and competitive mode compared to others, and its market share has not increased. And this is precisely why it continues to be in the agenda of the European institutions today. In fact, and in order to promote this mode of transport in line with objectives presented in the European Green Deal and the Sustainable and Smart Mobility Strategy, 2021 has been declared the European Year of Rail, and it is an important year for the railway sector because it represents the first full year in which the rules adopted in the fourth and last railway package are applicable through the European Union. Among other objectives, this strategy pretends to increase the rail share in transport, and in particular to promote rail as a sustainable, innovative, and intermodal transport, highlight the European and cross-border direction of rail, and contribute to the application for railway packets. What is more in line with these objectives, the Commission has presented a proposal to revise the Trans-European Transport Network Regulation, accompanied with an action plan to boost long-distance and cross-border passenger rail services, which provides a concrete roadmap for actions to be undertaken over the next 2 years. This action plan presents an ambitious milestones for rail transport and shows that, unfortunately or not, there is still a long way to go for this mode of transport in Europe in general. Many thanks for your attention.